Hi everyone, thanks so much for watching the Weekly Connect. This week we're going to be teaching the kids that God has a plan for their lives, and we're going to be teaching out of Esther chapter 2 verses 1 through 18. So when the kiddos come into your room, they can each grab a piece of paper and a writing utensil and fill out this little sheet of paper that says, if I were king or queen, I would, and then it has a list of 6 questions, what they would do, what laws they would make or what they would change or what they would eat every day or what they would never eat again. Also, they can come up with some more rules and regulations that they'd like to make, different ideas. They can just start that out and we'll just be talking about how Esther became queen. So then you'll transition into the big room and then have the kids talk about the very first thing that they would do, like the most important thing that they would decide to do if they were king or queen. So that will be their connect question. And then you'll move right into Esther chapter 2, 1 through 18, and just talk about how Esther was just a regular woman. She actually was an orphan who was taken in by her cousin Mordecai, and he raised her as his own, and he loved her so much and did so much for her and took care of her. She was just a young Jewish woman, and the Jewish people at this time were not very important in the community that King Xerxes was in charge of. They had actually been taken there again against their will and made to be slaves and servants, and so Jewish people were thought of a little bit less in this time where King Xerxes was. And then through circumstances that happened nothing to do with Esther, King Xerxes became angry with his wife, the queen, and decided that he was going to get rid of his queen and pick a new queen for himself. So the story just goes through that about how Mordecai he knew somebody who worked in the palace and got Esther chosen as one of the women that would be a potential queen for the king, and how she lived there for a whole year, grew both in beauty inside and out. The people that worked in the palace really started liking her and took favor of her and started to give her a little bit more beneficial treatment, maybe used a little bit more beauty treatment on her and dressed her a little bit more nicely and taught her how to behave in the palace a little bit better. And in the end, we'll know when it came right down to it a year later, Esther was chosen by King Xerxes as queen, which will set us up for what we're going to learn about next week. So just go through that lesson. If you're telling the story, you can tell that story however you would like. Just get that story across to the kids and just let them know how strange it was for a Jewish woman at that time to be made queen. Although King Xerxes did not know she was Jewish, the fact that she was brought into the palace and was one of the maidens that was chosen out of the group of women that were there to become queen was really quite astonishing and unheard of. And it's just perfectly planned so that she could be in the palace because God had a plan for her when he needed her, and we'll find out next week the exciting thing that happened in Esther's life and how she was able to save all of her people. So then you'll move right into worship and offering. So sing to the kids, go through the Bible verse song. I hope that you guys enjoy that song. I can't get it out of my head. It seems like I'm constantly singing Proverbs 4:18, so hopefully that's working for you as well. And the kids are learning that. And then go right into your blessing, and our blessing this week is from Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have made for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. May God help you give up control to him. May he help you to surrender your wants, your wishes, and your hopes and dreams to him so that he may be in control, so that his will be done in your life. So, awesome lesson this week. That's the blessing to the kids, and then the kids will go straight back to to their classrooms after story time, and we have a reflect questions. So the kids are going to be making a create after the story, and I purchased some pre-made crowns, and actually the pre-made crowns also have a piece of oh my gosh, I can't remember what this is called. I can't even think. Velcro, duh. So they have Velcro on their crowns so you can fit the crown to fit on their head. So these crowns are so super easy. They're already all cut out and ready to go. So easy, in fact, that it's going to take your kids no time at all to place the jewels on the crosses that they have. So I purchased some jewels. Each child should get 7 jewels, and they can place a jewel on each cross on their crown, making it glitter a little bit more. But like I said, these crowns ended up being so super easy. I think that you're going to have some extra time at the end of class. So my suggestion to you, and here's a benefit for watching the Weekly Connect, because you'll know this suggestion, is to maybe go through your after story questions, maybe create a couple more on your own, and ask the kids the questions. So the first one, why was Esther living in Babylon in this time? And hopefully they'll answer because all the Jewish people were brought there to work as servants and slaves. And whoever answers that question, you can tell them to go pick out their 7 jewels and start on their crown, and have them leave, and then go on to the next question and have the kids just continue to ask questions and pick up their jewels. They can pick out their jewels, which will be in your room as well, and then place them on the crowns. Just make it so it takes a little bit longer. When you're finished with that, you can always start working or look at the Bible work for next week. We're going to continue on in our study of Esther, and you can always go over the Bible verse again, which is, of course, Proverbs 4:18, and you should all be knowing that now since it is on that worship DVD. So I'm sorry. I hope that you guys have enough to do. Always go back to learning the memory verse, or go over. You can read straight from the Bible, Esther 2:1-18, and just reiterate that to the kids and have them ask questions. You can ask them questions, but like I said, this craft is super duper easy, so it'll go pretty quickly. So thank you so much for watching this. I hope that this helps you. I hope this helps in your planning and helps you to understand exactly what we're doing in class again. If you're in need of prayer or you have any questions or concerns, just contact myself or your campus coordinator, and we would love to pray for you and talk to you more about this lesson. So happy preparing, and I will see you again next week for the Weekly Connect. Thanks so much.